Welcome back to Rich Words Music, and I'm here at another 42 Gear Street, and once again I'm joined by the Prince of Tone. I think I've made that joke before, but it's Mr. Leigh Fuge again.
Hello.
What we always do at 42 Gear Street is spend some time going around the tent, looking at the various brands available, the various guitars, and we try and build an affordable rig. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we don't.
This year I think we've succeeded better than previous years though.
I agree, and we'll show you why right now. You can go and check the other video with Leigh. I'll link to that in the description and the cards, where you can see our process and us explaining why we chose what we chose. But you can see the two guitars that we've got here. Now, I've got a 2025 Ibanez AS73, and Leigh is repping this
Henry's. I think it's called the Snake.
The Snake.
This is from their Relic series, and it's just a really great kind of HSS S-style guitar.
Yep. Both of these comfortably under 1,000, and I should say that like the rig overall is going to be probably a maximum of 1,500, probably significantly less.
At the ceiling, yeah. Like
you could do it for 1,000, no problem, if you wanted to, because you don't need all the pedals we're going to
I
have
think so.
either.
I think so. I think if you went all in, you'd probably come to about 1,500, which is usually where we set our ceiling.
So one of these two guitars, the HSS being kind of your most versatile option to do pretty much everything, and if you wanted to go in a more classic semi-acoustic direction, well, we all know how good the Ibanez Artcore guitars are, and of course they all come with a laminated spec sheet on them when you buy them from a shop as well. In terms of amplifier, we're going for the brand new Blackstar ID X50. You're familiar with the 100, aren't you, the bigger brother?
No, I'm actually familiar with the 50.
Oh, sorry.
What is unbelievable about this amp is 349 euros. So in the UK, that's probably closer to like £300.
Yeah.
Which, for the way this thing sounds, is crazy.
That's really affordable. Yeah. And we've got a pedal board in front of us. And there is a dedicated video also on Leigh's channel, links in the description for that one as well, where we go through building this and we go through each one in detail. But for this, you could take your pick out of any pedals you'd need to fill out your sound. There's drives here, there's a fuzz, there's a chorus, a flanger, and a delay as well. These are all going to be about 30 to 40 British pounds or euros or dollars each. And so if you pick 2 or 3 pedals plus an amp on one of these guitars,
easily under
you could be at about 1,000.
This guitar is about 700 euros, and that's about 500, is it?
I think 550 in euros. So in pounds,
so you could go like 550, 350. That's 800. Couple of pedals, you're talking like 900 euros, like well under, which gives you 600 euros to buy like 4 more pedals with.
Yeah.
So very comfortable in terms of pricing. Now I think this board is why we've nailed the budget this year.
Yeah.
With these pedals being like £30 each or £40 each, it basically means you can buy the set for probably like 250 all in, or close to 300.
Yeah.
Which you're basically getting an entire pedal rig. You've got a fuzz, a drive, a distortion, a boost, a chorus, a flanger, and a delay, and they're all like that cheap. Usually we pick like 2 or 3 pedals that cost that much per pedal.
Yeah.
Now we've got an entire board for the same price, and an amp that's, the amp and the pedal board alone is like comfortably under 700 euros.
Plus, doesn't the amp also have some effects and stuff built in?
It does, yeah. We haven't gone through those, but the amp's got loads of stuff built in as well. So this is just an extra bit of fun.
So this in 2025 is kind of, I think, a very great bang for your buck. Do it all sort of a rig.
Yeah.
And I think we've got time just for a few sound samples.
Yeah.
So let's start with the AS73. This is going to be kind of like your Gibson 335 sort of a thing, and that actually makes it an extremely versatile guitar for pretty much everything. Clean tones would sound a little bit like this. Very basic clean tone, and you can start spicing it up with some pedals, and we can just hear how much it sort of does when you do that. Start with a bit of light drive, see how we go. That was just going through.
Yeah.
The drive's a bit and the
Yeah.
the tuning was punk. Let's go for that. But it can do pretty much everything. And when you turn the fuzz on, this is going to be great for noise core stuff, for fuzzy stuff, for alt rock and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It will do everything. And we were just on the bridge pickup the whole time. These are going to be Ibanez's own pickups, and they just sound great for pretty much everything.
Do you want to give us a bit of chorusing as well?
Yeah, let's try that.
It's kind of like a nice 80s-y sort of...
Yeah, you can do pretty much anything. With pedals like that, if you're playing stuff like the Smiths or anything like that, it's going to rock for that kind of stuff. I can't play anything like Johnny Marr, but at some point, maybe I'll reach that level.
Might as well throw some flanger in as well, because it's the one thing we haven't talked about.
Yeah, what is that going to do? Let's see.
Quite a cool sounding flanger. Like, it's not an effect I love, but
it's one that I've never really managed to get into. But when we just turned it on, it sort of did that Dave Gilmour thing, which is again, it's
slow.
Yeah, personally not something that I play that much,
same.
but it's something I enjoy listening to. So really, really decent. And you know, depending on what you like tonally, pick one or two of these, stick it into a really nice clean amp like this, and you're good to go, really.
I think we've done well with our budget this year.
I think so, very much so. Let's go across to the Henrys and get some HSS tones out of that.
So I'll just play a bunch, and you can just... We've got about 3 or 4 minutes, so just give me some different sounds.
Riff us out, yep.
Nice.
Whistle stop tour through an HSS with a whistle stop tour of 7 different effects pedals.
There's some great sounds in there.
Yeah.
So.
And
we've done well. I'm really happy with what we've done for the budget this year.
I think we've succeeded where in previous years we've failed. And like you say, largely down to the versatility and the affordability of the Heartwood pedals. But this little Blackstar for $350 is impressive.
Yeah.
It's my first time playing it today.
Yeah, same, yeah.
I need to get into this one a lot more.
One thing I do want to say before we wrap is every year we do this, I'm more and more impressed and more kind of astounded by the quality that you get for less.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like every year we've done this for a lower budget, we've gotten better results because brands are putting out better stuff for less money.
Yeah.
And like something like Henry's or these Heartwood things or the stuff Blackstar are doing is really a testament to how good things can be for not much money now.
Yeah.
You don't need to spend a fortune. You know, you could gig with this rig. I would gig with this rig. I would take this to a gig and be able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
And it's under £1,500.
Yeah, absolutely. And the most expensive parts of this rig are the 2 guitars.
Yeah.
But even at this Gear Street event, there are, for example, Heartwood guitars,
Which are even,
the same brand as this, which are
even more affordable.
probably half the price or maybe
Yeah.
even less of the Henrys.
Yeah.
So if you're on an even tighter budget, these ones are always going to work for that.
If you put a Heartwood guitar in the mix, time is up. But if you,
And
put a
we're out of
Heartwood,
time.
if you put a Heartwood guitar in the mix, you could probably get this for well under 1,000 all in.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure we've said this every video, but if only we'd had stuff like this when we were kids, back in the day.
Yeah.
Would have been different.
Yep.
Could have been different. But hey, we are what we are, and we've ended up at Gear Street, and it's been very nice.
Yeah.
So this was a whistle-stop tour of all of the gear. Make sure that you go through to Leigh's channel and check out our kind of decision-making process, where we'll go into more detail about the specs and stuff like that as well. So that'll be very exciting. Many thanks to Henning Pauly and everyone involved in this event, all of the brands, all of the YouTubers, all of the production team and the helpers. You're all legends. Please check out everything down there and use the hashtag 42GS7 to check out everything else from this event, because there is going to be a lot coming. But he's been Leigh, I've been Rich, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.